Yes, good morning. Once again, good morning to the program this morning. Bystanders at Newstands and Christian Chukwu. A big welcome to everyone that is watching us this morning. Yes, today is the 10th of October 2022, and we are getting close to the elections, the presidential elections, and also the governorship election, other elections next year, February. Let's look at what we have this morning. We are right in Ogba. We have people deliberating on the topical issue that we have this morning. You can see we have so much here this morning. We are looking at reports that we have on the papers this morning. I will mean the Daily Sun, I have the Vanguard, I also have the Punch newspaper this morning. Let's go straight to what we have. Yes, our main headline this morning is on the Punch. Front page, main headline on the Punch. Federal government plans 1.35 trillion naira war chest against Boko Haram and bandits to acquire fighter jets and munitions. Budget 1 billion naira for terrorist prosecution. IG embarks on road patrol in northern states. Promises adequate security. That is from the budget. Yes, NDLEA seizes 1 billion naira tramadol as at Lagos Airport. Seizes 1 billion naira tramadol at Lagos Airport. Yes. Let's look at other reports here this morning. Aggrieved APC Christians to dump Tinubu and Shetima on a Muslim ticket. Aggrieved APC Christians to dump Tinubu Shetima on the Muslim ticket. Controversy surrounds alleged release of 101 Boko Haram terrorists in exchange of the 23 abducted Abuja Kaduna train victims that was released last week. Controversy surrounds alleged release of 101 Boko Haram terrorists. Presidency Atiku governors Ayu begin campaign in Uyo. Atiku governors Ayu begin campaign in Uyo despite the fact that there's this issue with Wike and Co. Yes, pro-Tinubu rally in Lagos yesterday. APC excited with the pro-Tinubu rally Lagos yesterday, all the way from Ikorodu to Oshodi. You can see activities were grounded. Yes, the Tinubu rally grounded activities in Lagos yesterday. Let's go over to the Daily Sun newspaper this morning. Yes, we have the main headline, 2023 presidency. Dogara Babachir, Muslim leaders adopt consensus candidate. Dogara Babachir, Muslim leaders adopt consensus candidate. NDLEA intercept 2.4 million tramadol at Lagos Airport. NDLEA intercepts 2.4 million tramadol at Lagos Airport. NAFDAC warns against 4 deadly cough syrups in circulation. NAFDAC warns against 4 deadly cough syrups in circulation. Gunmen killed DSP, inspector, community leader, 9 others in Plateau, Imo, and Enugu State. Abduct 4 farmers in Oyo Farm settlement. Yes, Abia to relocate phone dealers to new markets. January 23. Edel Maulud Ugwayin Sonlu Umahi Oba Bini, others felicitate with Muslims. Yes, today is the birthday of Muhammad. APC to release amended campaign council list this week. APC is set to release amended campaign council list this week. PCC demands National Working Committee's financial support for Tinubu. Yes, Kogi students, Dangote shareholders differ on developments at Obajana Cement Factory. Yes, gridlock as Lagos NERTW rallies for Tinubu. Yes, someone who calls that rally a 5 million man march. Vanguard, we have Omehia, Wike displaying punitive arrogance, Tony Cole on the issue with Omehia, listed as a former governor of Rivers State. Tony Cole is saying that Omehia, Wike is displaying punitive arrogance. Omehia didn't beg or force Wike for recognition. That is accredited to the PDP chieftain. Yes, oil theft, 42 more tapping points uncovered in Delta and Bayelsa. Oil theft, 42 more tapping points uncovered in Delta and Bayelsa. All of a sudden, the Navy should be held responsible for oil thefts in the Niger Delta region. The Navy, yes, there are issues towards the uncovering of these oil theft machineries in the Niger Delta region. Here we have NAFDAC raises alarm over cough syrups as 66 children die in Gambia. Yes, 400 billion naira goods rot away over demurrage and shipping costs in the shippers in Apapa. 400 billion naira goods rot away over demurrage and shipping costs. Shippers blame manual inspection. Foreign shipping firms, terminal operators slam 60 billion naira charges. Importers abandon 7,000 containers. Importers abandon 7,000 containers as backdoor cargo releases thrive. Export cargoes perish at the terminals. We are ready to deploy scanners soon. That is from the customs. We have here MC Olomo shuts down Lagos for Tinubu. Shetima Sonlu with 5 million man solidarity match. Yes, I was a victim of corruption fighting back. Mago ex-EFCC chairman. I was a victim of corruption fighting back. That is from Mago ex-EFCC chairman. Gunmen attack police station, kill cop. Others in Enugu. Yes, PDP crisis. Atiku has moved on without Wike and others. That is a PCC source. Atiku has moved on without Wike and others. That is on the PDP crisis. Will that be said to be true, or is that a speculation? Atiku moving on without Wike and others. Don't they matter anymore in the PDP? Wike and other governors, don't they have their political base? Don't these political base matter to the PDP anymore? What are the gains, what are the losses if Atiku will move on without this Wike faction? What do you think? Now, I want to raise a concern this morning. We have, we have names of 101 Boko Haram terrorists held in Kirikiri prison since 2009. There's a report that they were secretly released from prison on the 8th of October 2022 in exchange for the remaining 23 Kaduna train passengers kidnapped by the bandits. Yes, 101 Boko Haram terrorists that allegedly were secretly released from prison in exchange for the remaining 23 Kaduna train passengers kidnapped by the sect. Yes, how come a 3 million tanker vessel if you are going to load this vessel, it will take 12 days to load it with crude oil at $100 per barrel, will transport $300 million worth of crude per trip at official rate of $420, 420 naira per dollar, and the worth of that crude oil transportation is 125 billion naira. How come it was unnoticed for 9 good years? How come it was unnoticed for 9 good years? 9 good years, plus Jonathan's regime and this regime. Many revelations that we are seeing as the day go by. Okay, once again, welcome to the program, Bystanders at the Newsstands. I am Christian Chuku. A big one, yes, many. I have Masrafe. Good morning, Masrafe, this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Christian. Good morning, viewers. I love you all. Christian, you not told them the date. 101 terrorists, so that Western world will understand what we are saying. We are released. You did not tell them the very dates. They were jailed. But you are telling them the dates. We are released.
2009.
Thank you, 2009. You are making a point. Which prison? Maximum, Kirikiri, in Lagos here. Terrorists that were jailed during, I think, Jonathan regime. Yeah. We are released this last week. For what? To swap the passenger, train passengers, that were, the remaining 23 passengers. We are swapped for 101 terrorists that were jailed by Jonathan administration in 2009. No Nigerians were updated. The members of the society did not know about it. Most of the journalists, media houses didn't know about it. It was undercover journalists that discovered this anomaly. Terrorists can never be swapped in the United States of America, the Western world. No, you don't play with terrorists. They are more murderous than deaths. Terrorists kill more than deaths. Terrorists, they are more dangerous than danger. You see what is going on in this regime? I don't want to talk much, but did our lawmakers in the upper legislative chamber know about it? It was a secret deal between the presidency and his kinsmen, Boko Haram. Nnamdi Kanu is languishing in jail. Nnamdi Kanu was charged just for what? Treasonable felony. Nonsense. And the gentleman is dying in jail. Why killers that have been killed? They killed in 2009, they killed in 2010, from 2010 till date. Nobody touched them. No razor blood touched their hair. They were detained at maximum prison, Krikri, since 13 years ago. My brother, last week, these terrorists were just swapped for victims of what? Banditry.
Okay.
The hostages were released because of 110. Did it match? Did it match? 101 to 223. Do you know the ratio? The ratio is too far if you check the statistics. Does it match? Does it worth it? Don't see that the ratio is not balanced.
If this is true, what is the sincerity of the government in fighting terrorism?
Thank you so much, because sometimes if I open up here, if I call them devil advocates, you will say, Raf, mind their tongue, head speech. If I call them witches and wizards, you will say, Raf, mind their speech. These people are devils, what? Advocates. 101 terrorists to 23 hostages. The ratio is imbalanced. It's not well balanced. It's too far. Federal government of Nigeria has gone too far. United Nations, I always accuse United Nations of what? Insensitivity of what is happening in Nigeria.
Okay.
This is enough to tackle federal government of Nigeria. United Nations was inaugurated, founded in 1945 to help the member nations across the globe, but they are not helping Nigeria. Bertrand Aristide was the former president of Panama. He was abducted by United States simply because of what? Drug business. The guy was funding drug. Then on the other hand, Noriega Manuela was funding drug. In 1991, America went to Panama and abducted him. Then I forgot, Aristide Bertrand was, like he twisted somebody's fate from being a president of Panama. That was 90s. America removed him. Are you listening to me? But this one we are talking about is a global war against terrorism. And Nigeria is what? Flouting international war. Nigeria is what? Flouting international rules and regulations against terrorism. And America could not do anything. United Nations killed mom. Don't you see that this world, United Nations is looking down on us? They are neglecting Igbo man, they are neglecting Hausa man, they are neglecting Yoruba man, they are neglecting Ijaw man, Urobo man, everybody in Nigeria. Because they are supposed to have interfered in this matter. Buhari has no impetus so far to release terrorists that we are serving at maximum prison. Do you know what it means? Federal prison. Without letting us know, without letting the members of the site know about it. They just swap terrorists for passenger train, who have been holding hostage for how many months now? For murderous, dangerous, bloodthirsty terrorists, 101 in number, without telling the media houses, without telling the members of diplomatic corps, without letting the international community to know.
Okay, we are waiting for the government to confirm the report. We are waiting for the government to confirm the report this morning.
Thank you, my boy.
Okay, let's look at oil theft. 42 more tapping points are covered in Delta Bayelsa.
Thank you so much.
What the Navy cannot do.
Okay, let me tell you.
And his boys are doing.
Yeah, yes. Tompolo is doing work, nice work. But I want to ask Tompolo a question. Why is it that Nigeria is not taking care of the Niger Delta, the oil-producing states, communities in Niger Delta? Why is federal government turn their back on those people? They are the owner of that natural resources. Why is Zamfara gold is proliferating? there in North, that business, nobody cares. Nobody is returning any tithe or 10% or 13% or whatever derivation to federal government, to the centrality. They make use of the gold in Zamfara. They don't bring the chair to Anambra State. Lagos State is not receiving any allocation from that, resources, gold. The realization is only for Zamfara. Realization is not for Imo, it's not for Abia, it's not for Ondo, it's not for Ekiti, it's not for Kaduna, only Zamfara State. Now you are fighting Niger Deltas because they are tapping oil. They are God-gifted what? Given resources, naturally. Nobody gives them. It's God that gave them. Now they are trying to use their own against themselves, the Niger Deltas. Let me tell you, Tompolo is from Delta. Later, God will ask him. Those people that is stopping from eating, God will question Tompolo. Yes. If you are good in swallowing Udala seed, the berry seed, African berry, you will consider African cherry. You will consider the shape of your anus. Because after consumption of the seed, when you go to excrete it, you will be in serious labor.
Okay, I want to ask a question. What's the possibility that for 9 years we have crude oil theft? Can it be done without the knowledge of the federal government?
Thank you so much. Oil theft over the years are controlled by federal government. Let me shock you. The Navy, the soldier, the police, the Marine Police. You have Marine Police. I know them. Nigeria has them. Yeah, they are among the armed forces. The immigrations, Civil Defense Corps. All these are under one umbrella called armed forces. We don't have one armed forces. We have many. Paramilitary and military. They are the one betting, aiding, assisting oil theft in Niger Delta. It's not the civilians. Are you listening to me? Somebody from Ishan can never steal a gallon of crude oil without the knowledge of police officers, Marine Police, the customs that are serving at the creeks, C-R-E-E-K. Those are the Appian ways, foot roads, trail, from where our oil, crude oil are escaping into the high sea for sales, for exchange of dollars. A Niger Delta from Imo State, Olu, or Haji Egbema could never be successful anytime you want to transport or steal a tanker. 130 liters, 30,000 liters of tanker loaded with crude oil. Without the knowledge of what? Naval officers working at the creeks, from where all this oil are stolen what? And ferried into the high sea for exchange of what? Dollars or firearms, if you ask me. Listen, without federal government, proliferation of stealing of oil crude in Niger Delta can never, ever be successful. They are the one abetting it. If you sell $50,000, you are bribing federal government agencies. I'm not saying agents or agency with $10,000 because they will share it among themselves. Let me tell you, I have done business for 3 years at Iduroko border. Iduroko security post there. You have customs, police, immigration, quarantine. Are you listening to me? Yeah, they are there. DMI, Directorate of Military Intelligence, they are there. Even Navy. They are all everywhere. Iduroko has creek because Iduroko is under Ogun State. The border between Ogun State and Benin Republic, Igolo, Ifoyi. Listen, are swamps, big swamps that stretches across like from here to Benin. Oh my God, harboring all manner of reptiles. You can't cross that creek without being careful. You will be eaten by crocodile. So Nigeria traded with or trades with the Republic of Benin there at the creeks there. They are manned by immigration, customs, police, DMI, military intelligence officers, marine police. They are there. Oga, I had this experience that you can never cross a kerosene tanker to Igolo, to Cotonou without, yes, Igolo. Ifonyi, yes. without the knowledge of police officers, marine police, custom, you must settle immigration. Quarantine income, they are there. So I'm talking from experience. The people that are betting theft of our crude across Niger Delta area of this country are Nigerian security forces. The agencies in conjunction with oil thieves, crude oil thieves, are doing the business and it is moving there. Go to Akwebom, they will tell you that what I'm saying is true. Akwebom, sorry. Go to River State, Delta State, ask the police that serve there. They will tell you that what I'm saying is true. I'm talking from experience. The people that are telling you that we are losing so, and so, they are the worm. The worm, the insect that eats the vegetable, lives within the vegetable.
Can you mention names
of
anybody you know involved?
On the thefts?
Yeah.
How could I do that? I'm not happy that gold is being siphoned in Zamfara State and nothing is coming from that area zone to Anambra State as an allocation. How could I go and implicate Tompolo, Asare Dokobo, Atekatamos, whom you know that they are the agents of, oil thefts? Yeah, they make money from that. And now, that responsibility has been now handed over to one of them. Because if you want to catch a strong man, it takes a strong man to catch a strong man. That's why they have given Tompolo that kind of responsibility to handle over there. So I don't have to name everybody.
The Nigerian Navy, are they not capable?
Thank you so much. Nigerian Navy, fear of Niger Delta militants is their own wisdom, the beginning of their wisdom. They are competent, but they are not matched. They can never match those Niger Delta militants that are selling crude at the creeks all over Niger Delta. Nigerian Navy fear them so much. They are afraid of them. Very beautiful ball. And navies, they run for their lives. Many of them lost their lives over the years at the creeks because Asadi Okubo and Co, they are specialized on oil theft. Emeka Diaban from Abia State, who has now turned against his homeowner, his Igbo kinsmen and brothers, welding gun, threatening us with AK-47. I'm laughing at that guy because that guy, to the Igbos, that guy is just
Emeka
Ediaban is from Abia State.
Okay.
That guy is just like housefly to our eyes. We are the Igbos. Emeka Ediaban poses no threat to Igbo man. He's just making noise. He's a noise maker. Are you listening to me? He's a noise maker now. He has eaten bribe from federal government. He collected money from Buhari. He collected from police, collected from soldiers. All of them, they are working hand in hand to oppress IPOB. I didn't understand. He was doing that business before, and all those federal government agencies are abating it. They are helping him.
Okay.
To the tune of the amnesty, you understand, given to him by Jonathan administration. He ate a lot of money. He grew fat like a pig who can no longer reason well. Because when you grown as of size, human size, there's a normal shape, a definite shape a human being is supposed to maintain. When it grows out of that, you start reasoning from the anus.
Okay, let's go to politics. Atiku has moved on without Wike and others.
Atiku has not moved on without Wike and others. This is just a hyperbole. It's an overstatement, an exaggeration. A tree cannot make a forest in a political climate like this. PDP, they need Atiku, they need Wike, they need all the stakeholders within the party. Wike cannot do without Obi. Atiku cannot do without Obi. Obi cannot do without Wike, Atiku. If he was in PDP, you need your stakeholders. You need your brothers and your associates, or you call them your comrades, because they know your weak points. If there is problem, they know how to tackle you behind, and you see yourself falling on the ground. Let me tell you, Atiku camp, they are just making noise. They are noise makers. Atiku can never do without Atiku camp. They are noise makers. They are noise makers. Atiku is not going anywhere. Wike has succeeded on the demolition Atiku's camp, all their plans. Are you listening to me?
If Atiku moves on, what would Wike do?
Wike now will ally with any political party he wants.
No, he has said that he's not living in PDP.
Secretly is doing that. If you look at his body movements, you will find out that he will either dance to APC or Labour Party. He is doing that secretly. You don't know what is happening in the dark. There are many activities of men in the dark or closets that are not made known to the children of men. Atiku has gone what? He has done something wrong. And to come back and own it up, he failed. We can use his money and funded PDP political platform from 2019 till date. Even beyond that, he respected Atiku. Now Atiku turned his back on him. Even he could not give him what? Vice presidency slots. He went to Okowa, the saboteur. The governor that betrayed the whole governors forum of the southern Nigeria, who called for convention at Asaba last year. And they met there and did what? And swore that presidency is coming to the south. He, the host, has now turned his back on that contract agreement that presidency should come to the south. You see the betrayal, the level Okowa has gone to betray his fellow governors in southern Nigeria. See, let me tell you, Wike is succeeding now. Wike is destroying PDP now. Wike is what? Tackling Atiku from behind, giving him all manner of what? Slide. And Atiku is falling. He's falling and he's falling. He's falling. He's falling because Ayu has refused to resign. According to agreement, if the presidency goes to North, the chairman, PDP national chairman, should do what? Use his biro and do what? Pen it down. That is no longer chairman under the chairmanship. Then let me tell you, they are doing it, they are forcing it on what? Wike. Atiku is trying to tell Wike that the Fulanis are the first class citizen in Nigeria. And Wike is trying to tell him that majority is what? The tenets of democracy.
Thank you very much, I have my boss, yes. I have two bosses. One is boss Filipe and boss David.
Mr. Christian Chuku.
I want to respond to what you just said now.
Good morning to you and good morning. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I should respond to
Dr.
and to all the viewers. Yes. Say what?
Atiku has moved on without Wike and others.
Atiku is a big fish. Atiku is not much compared to Wike. Now, how do you justify this fact? A man, Governor Wike has been at the center of crisis of PDP since 2015. Wike brought McAfee, chairman, after PDP lost the election. He fought with him. He brought Secondus. He fought with Secondus. Now, he brought Ahmed McAfee. He fought with Ahmed McAfee. He also went and brought Ayu, hoping that he will get a ticket.
Yeah.
At what point did he lose Ayu? It shows that Wike does not possess that qualities of a leader. Now, why did the southern governors betray you? There's more to it. Not the southern governors betray him. In the sense that now, majority of this governor cannot watch him clinch the PDP ticket. And Mr. Rab said something. He said, Wike funded PDP. Wike did not fund PDP. Every governor in the party fund PDP. Wike may have a larger stake. Wike did not fund PDP. Now, if you have said that when PDP was on the verge of collapse, Wike stood firmly. And then he acted as the spokesperson for the party. That was accepted. But on funding the party, Wike alone cannot fund the party. For the fact Wike supported the party does not mean they will give you a ticket on a platter of gold. Yes. Now, why did his own ally, Tambua, betray him? There's more to it. These are things you need to go back and then sit down and watch. Now, what has happened?
What about Ayu resigning? Ayu resigning.
Mr. Chuku, you need to work. This is electoral period. You need to work with your best hand. You need to work with someone you trust. This is politics in Nigeria. Someone cannot just impose a chairman for you. Now, Wike is bent on bringing Mimiko. And Atiku said he is not confident, he is not comfortable with working with Mimiko. Let him work with someone he knows and someone he can trust. Even if you are in Atiku's shoes, my brother, you do the same thing. Because now, another faction of the camp is giving you a candidate for you to work for. It doesn't make sense. Atiku forget politics. Wike is just a lousy man. He's a noise maker.
But he has held the party to this point.
He has held this is not his family right, Mr. Christian. He has held the party. Party belongs to everybody. Now he went to the campaign ground. He said he swore that anyone that I match, he was. If you watch it, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like that day. We watched the video. He said he will support the person wholeheartedly. Now he's not saying I must resign. Now Atiku is not even the presidential president yet. He's still an aspirant. He's saying that fine. If peradventure he wins it, automatically Ayu will step down. But for now, let Ayu remain. Is Ayu I'm comfortable of working with.
You are sure it's not going to affect the party? What we can see, you are sure it's not going to affect the chance of the party winning the presidency come 2023?
If you watch VK conference, VK said during the last interview, VK said he is not saying that Atiku cannot win presidency, but Atiku cannot win Rivers State without him. So he has narrowed. See, forget sentiment. Forget people. See, for politics, people will play a pass. People will play a pass. It's like you are saying, Ashwaju, give it, either you like it or not, give it to them. Give it to them. When it comes to politics, give it to them. So it's like that. VK should now, what do you do?
Welcome back, Mr. David. That is, welcome back. Welcome back, Mr. David.
Thank you. And now, don't forget that yesterday, on Friday, VK recognized. Don't forget on Friday, VK House of Assembly moved a law to recognize Omeya as the governor because Omeya is an ally to Atiku. Now, the person too also has a building. That is dirty politics. See, as a leader, there are some things you should not come out on the public and start saying what transpired between the party primaries. Amechi lost primaries. Amechi moved on. Now, why do you think Obi left PDP? It was the same weekend. He wants to always play Lord. He's always playing Lord. Now, before this zoning, PDP had intention of zoning their ticket to 2 regions, either Northeast or Southeast. Now, this committee was headed by who? Ugwuanyi, former governor, yes, Ugwuanyi, governor of the state of Enugu. Now, Wike went on and he influenced this man and said, throw the ticket open. Open it, will clean tickets. Open, Wike influenced Ugwuanyi with a amount of money. Open, he will clean the ticket.
Are you saying nemesis?
That is yes now.
You're saying nemesis?
Yes, because if PDP had not thrown that ticket open, Atiku wouldn't have contested in the first place. So we get thought because he has left the party to some extent. So it is now his own right for him to be compensated. That's not politics.
What do you think is making Wike feel like a Jagaban?
It's Rivers State money. Yes.
Personality.
Which stupid personality?
Or is a project?
Which track record? Now money, see, what is making Wike become a lord is because he knows that Rivers State has money. Now, just like, if you follow antecedents, in 2015, Fayose did more than Wike. Fayose bought pages of newspaper, claiming that Buhari is dead. He all the pages of newspaper. What happened? After he left office, where is he now? Is it relevant? It's not relevant. He say, give it to them. Take it or you like it. This man has been relevant since 1993. These two individuals have been relevant since 1993. And if you want to be grounded in politics, you need relevance. Since 1993. Okay. So I am not saying Atiku might win. But what I'm saying is that
Obi is there now.
Obi is there.
Atiku's chances in winning the South, we have Obi as a factor.
Yes, he's now slim now. He's not slim.
So we have Wike Obi for Atiku against Atiku in the Southeast, South.
No, Wike would only hold on to his states. Now,
governors that are going with him.
Who are the governors? Are you saying wait, now when you say governor, now Southeast already is a no go there for Atiku. Southeast already, but don't go not South or South. Atiku might win South in the sense that all the governors there are loyal to Atiku. Aside from Rivers State, don't forget that. Let's see when you do this permutation also needs to come in. So you need to put that.
Let's talk about the Tinubu rally yesterday. What is your take?
Which state?
Could rally win election?
On your mandate, we shall stand, Bola. On your mandate, we shall. See, Mr. Christian Chukwu, what we saw yesterday was just a child's play, whereby a miscreant.
A miscreant?
Yes, an identity.
The chairman of
Who is
Lagos
he's a miscreant?
Parks and Gardens.
Yes, an identity. You see, DSS, RSS, when I guiding him, RSS.
He's a registered
Registered
agency now.
registered
Lagos
agency
Park and Gardens, yes.
formed by which government? Lagos State government.
Lagos State government. Yes, Lagos State government.
So see,
So
what
you
is
are
them?
calling an agency.
Which stupid
Government.
agency? Is that one?
Miscreant agency.
Which stupid agency?
Well,
I
it's
could
your number.
see in the Western world. Is there anything like Lagos Park and Garden? I don't know because you're saying agency. In the Western world, it's going to pay me some transportation. You see,
In India, Korokwe is middle. India.
Is India a third world country? What's the difference between India and
is
Nigeria?
a developed country, more than Nigeria.
India and Nigeria, they're on the same page. Can you see? No.
You can leave
Go to it. Come on, Mr. Tico's here. Hip-hop is here again. All these hip-hop people. I don't understand what Mr. Tico's is doing to me. Now, you are saying India. Is Indian a developed country? Indian and Nigeria, they're on the same level.
I don't think
They're on the same level.
Let's not go there.
Now, what about the poverty rates? Now, see, anywhere you find Korokwe, you find Kekemadua, that is a country. Now, when you compare
This
US,
Korokwe is looking at you.
eh,
That Korokwe is
in the
looking at
Western world, is Korokwe a means of transportation? Answer my question. So now, see, what are the yardsticks? You are saying that India is better than Nigeria.
Okay. Let's look at.
So you are talking about Ashibaju.
There are many. We have many people.
Everybody see, I tell you, really, it is very cheap. It is very cheap for you to hire crowd. Mr. Christian, I can hire crowd.
If you have the funds, you can hire.
If I have funds now, I'll call Chigozie, I'll call Pastor Matthew.
They will call your family members.
I'll call their family members too. Pastor Matthew too, we call some persons in his church too. Mr. Chigozie too, we call people in his church too. So, that's it. So it is simple. No, I said if I have the money, I can hire crowd. If I call you and say, come and support me, my
You use money to hire me?
Yes, it's possible.
It's not possible.
It's possible. Because the rate of the poverty in
It's
Nigeria.
not possible.
Wait, no. You will
Let that
debunk
impression
that.
first.
You will debunk
Okay,
that.
not
No,
you, but
okay
other
now.
people.
Okay now. As an ally, can't take up and work for me.
On what basis? It depends on your ideology and what you are fronting. Look at this man.
So, see, in Nigeria, it is cheap for you to just hire crowd. It is cheap. So anybody can just pick up with money. Knowing fully well that at the end of the valley, you will get something to put in your pocket.
Okay, controversy surrounds the alleged release of 101 Boko Haram terrorists in exchange for the 23 Abuja trained.
The Minister of Defense came up in Abo, in some other states.
His brother.
Pastor Matthew, brother, uncle, nephew. He said, government did not pay a dime for the release of those suspects. Of the release victims. Because I wonder, probably maybe Boko Haram have just released them on a platter of gold. But I know it's a false. A ransom would have been paid. Like we said, a ransom would have gone underground. Terrorists are not that stupid to release victims
Just like that.
for free of charge. Probably government have agreed to release some members of the Boko Haram in exchange of the victims.
Which was their demand earlier.
And now government have met with that condition. So now it's about development in this country. So that should not make me feel bad, because I know in Nigeria that has always been part of the deal. If the government can give employment to terrorists, so what is not hard for them to be released? No, nothing.
Okay, let's look at federal government plans 1.35 trillion naira war chest against Boko Haram and bandits. We thought that they are winning the war against. What is the need of more?
Like Mohammed said, by December, the federal government would have put an end to insurgency in Nigeria. Now I'm saying this, I'm surprised, because I know this money will be siphoned. Yes, it's not for election.
How sure are you? How sure are you?
How sure? The money Jonathan budgeted during the 2015 election, you cannot budget this amount of money towards the end of what, towards the end of what of what of what all your tenure, and then again it's not less than 3 months to what to the what general election. Government will not tell you this is how we want to siphon money. Government will just roll out some silly projects, knowing fully well that that money will not be used for that purpose. It will be siphoned for their own personal interest. Now, at this point now, nobody wants to know if Nigeria is safe or not. What they are saying is that our party must go back, so that at least, see, they can get contracts, give it to themselves. Nobody, man. See, don't now. Nigeria now is what is on a standstill. No project. Don't expect any good projects from anybody now. What APC government is bent on doing now is just making sure that their candidate is returned to power. And now, how do they do that? Is to what? Induce voters. Don't forget. If people say Nigeria, don't forget that some persons will still be bought on the day of election. I have to tell you that in Nigeria, vote buying will still mark the election because of what? People are poor. Don't erase that. Vote buying will still mark the election because now he said that Nigeria is in a third world country. So don't expect perfection in the election. It's not possible. It's a process.
They go buy.
They go buy votes. Now normal thing. Now regular trademark. Now normal thing. They go buy. The big boys go buy votes. And now an average person will tell you, say how much you want to give us. How much? Yeah, because it's our family money. This money belongs to everybody. Don't forget that. And I want to say that 2023 election, I don't. God help us.
Okay, lastly, and the pipeline that is covering in the Niger Delta. My question is, how come Topolo is able to uncover this? Where we have over the years the Navy, the Air Force, everybody.
Mr. Christian, who do you think orchestrates oil theft in that region? Who?
Some people say it's the federal government.
It's Topolo. Now, what the federal government do? Now it's like now I have a criminal always terrorizing my streets, like invading my house. And I know the person, and this person I cannot deal with him. I will tell him, come and safeguard my house.
The federal government cannot deal with him.
Yes, the federal government cannot. Yes, now if they have dealt with him, if they are willing, they should have dealt with him. What have stopped federal government from dealing with him? Don't forget, this same Buhari criticized Jonathan for what awarding same contract to Tompolo. He's doing the same thing. Tompolo don't become bone for their neck. He like carry all the old naval officer go there. He will still perpetrate that act. Now what the federal government do? Bring him on board, sign MOU with him. Safeguard is now. He is now what? Unraveling names. He said big shots in the industries. Big shots. Because he knows that these people cannot do any harm again. You see the names he roll out. He named big shots in Nigeria.
We're expecting that they round them up and
who is rounding them up? Is the NNPC MD? Is he not part of them? Melakari.
Did he mention his name?
He didn't need to mention his name.
Okay.
He don't need to mention his name. Is he a part of them? Melakari. Tompolo said he knows these people well, and then these are big shots in Nigeria. Poor man go see oil. I get pipe. I get money to go see oil.
So you get transport to go.
I get transport to go creek. I know where creek dey. Who they do am? Now the big shot for Nigeria. But one thing is that Buhari has tried to use force. He don't try army, try police, try everything. You know if you know area pass son of the sun. And now Tompolo is not doing his work. Yes, they doing work. He has now rolled out names of people involved in this item.
Okay, lastly, what do you think will be the outcome of this election?
Unlike the previous years, it's always a two-way team. Sorry, a one-way team. But now, with the emergence of Peter Obi in the race, my brother, I will keep my prediction till January. For now, I can't tell. With the emergence of Peter Obi, I will keep my prediction till January. From there, I would have done some.
Will the people determine their leaders? Will the people, electorate, determine their
Electorate has
leaders?
always been the major determinant of.
Major?
Yes, now in 2015, was it not obvious that Buhari will win? No. Was it not obvious? It was obvious. It was Buhari there and there.
The case is still in court. The case is still in court.
That what?
That the election was rigged.
Which election was rigged? I mean in 2015, not 2019.
Okay.
It was obvious. It was obvious. So in this now, I cannot tell. For the fact where I want every region now, every candidate now has a strong goal.
Where is Obi's stronghold?
And don't forget,
Obi's stronghold.
Obi's stronghold is southeast.
Which state? Which state?
Southeast now.
Would Obi win Anambra?
Why? If he does not win Anambra, that means he's not a politician now. He's a foolish man. Yes.
Okay.
Yes now. If he cannot win Anambra, that means
He's indicting you.
that means he's not fit to be in the race. Yes. If he cannot win the state,
Okay.
if he cannot deliver a state, so why is he in the race?
Okay. Thank you very much.
And for those and all the Flip TV, the king of Flip TV is back. The Jagaban of Flip TV is back. I am the number one. Pastor, wait. Thank everybody. The Ashwaju, the Guru of Flip TV is back. After Mr. Abiodun Popoloyi, I'm the blessing.
Oh, look.
Emiloko.
Thank
Thank
you very
you for
much.
having me. And thank you all the viewers.
Thank you.
I'm back, I'm better. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning, Mazi Shigazi.
Yeah, good morning, Chris.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if David should be part of the Oluomo movement yesterday. I won't be surprised at all.
You have a freedom of association in Nigeria.
I won't be surprised if they say he joined the Aburus, the Emilokos yesterday. You see?
Okay. Let's look at federal government plans 1.35 trillion naira war chest against Boko Haram and bandits. They have less than 4 months and 1.35 trillion naira war chest against. We have the fighter jets that was acquired sometimes earlier this year. We have other ammunitions. The $1 billion from Kurotai.
You see, in a time when the inflation is biting hard, an average Nigerian worker, federal government worker, is placed on dying allowance of $37.5. That is the value of 30,000 naira. It's a dying wage. It was not intended to keep you alive. It's not a living allowance, living wage. And they are allotting such amounts to the fight of insurgency. Where is the insurgency? Who are the terrorists? The government itself are the terrorists. They are the main terrorists. Why can you, when ASU is even asking less than how much? Is it 1.35 trillion? Why ASU is asking less than this for the past 14 years? See? And you went to kangaroo court and asked them to go back to classroom. See? Give this money to ASU. Let the students return to school. Let the undergraduates, let the Nigerian children return back to school. You see, this government even prefer to destroy the education system in the chest for emptiness. That is absolute emptiness. The billions of dollars you have been looting under the disguise of fighting insurgency, Boko Haram, what has it yielded? No, what has it yielded? Have you secured the peace or what? What is the state of especially the northern hemisphere, the northeast today, the North Central, with all the billions spent under this dispensation, under Jonathan dispensation, you are still think you can deceive the gullible ones. Let them just tell us they are seeking for an avenue to loot the last looting before they disappear. You cannot tell me you are voting 1.7 trillion under what you are just left with 3 months to live. And this is now you want to fight Boko Haram, which I'm strongly convinced that you yourself, you are the Boko Haram.
You are strongly convinced.
Convinced that this system, this government is the Boko Haram. The Boko Haram you are talking wouldn't have thrived without this government. They brought those mercenaries, foreign mercenaries, to us, Jonathan, 2015 election. They never knew it would turn against them. You see, these are the people who has destroyed the common existence of the Nigerian state. Now, you are not talking about how to cushion the effects of this unbearable economic mishap. You want to spend, you know what that means? And your budget is running on deficit. You just want to corner this one and share them among their clique. That is unfortunate and that is madness.
Surrounding alleged release of 101 Boko Haram terrorists in exchange for the 23 victims of the Abuja kidnap saga.
I said it, nothing goes for nothing. It's the same government who exchange the terrorists to release people that have been here for over 6 months. Is now telling us to go and clap for the military, that the military are trying. You can see the self-deception. Rather than coming out to apologize, and of course a tender resignation, and of course to save you, to take the path of honor, which of course have eluded this system. And telling us to celebrate the military, that the military have done their best. Is it the best of the military, Nigerian military today? Is it to swap people who have destroyed thousands, if not tens of thousands of the Nigerian military personnel or force personnel? So you want to swap them now, and you tell me that the military was responsible. Who are you deceiving? And they're showing out one deserted region like that, with nothing, with no tangible proof. Okay, after swapping them now, we should not clap for the military. You can't imagine that rascality, that madness. So this government is predicated on deception, on lies, on wickedness. You leave ASU over which the ASU strike affected more than 20 million Nigerians across boards, more than 20 million undergraduates in different, of course, faculties or discipline of learning. And now you just want to go and, of course, continue your looting. ASU is asking for, is it 1.1 trillion or so, which is far less than what you intend now to embezzle again. So who is deceiving who? Where are you testing them? The Boko Haram is in the Asa Rock. Have they been able to account for the past money, of course, budgeted for procurement of armor or not? Most of which disappeared and nobody can give account of it. Nobody could be held responsible because it's a system of chop by chop and everybody close mouths.
Okay, let's look at the pipeline vandalism, pipeline fraud, oil thefts in the Niger Delta. More discoveries from Tompolo.
Yes, I listened to that gentleman, government, Ekpeno Polo, I've been what? So he was very honest with the realities. He said that the major factors, they keep players in this oil thefts are organized system, are people within the corridor of power, people who controls the state, who controls the military, who controls the navies, which without them, it will be impossible, of course, to carry out such bunkeries, such theft, certainly. They are the one ripping off the Nigerian state, and yet they will come out to the public and say the oil theft. Who is stealing the oil? It's you guys that is stealing the oil now. Come and hold me. You see, you cannot navigate through the waterways without beating the dead. Of course, overpowering the navies with their gunboats. He made, of course, a very sound revelation that the government of the day, the military hierarchies in the army, in the navy, other, of course, political gladiators from the Lagos, from Abuja, are the one controlling the common resources that belongs to I and you in the Niger Delta. That is what he said. And that has been the form the agitation in the Niger Delta, which, of course, Imo State is part of the Niger Delta. I don't know where Kenkokwa. If there is anything like I have not seen it in my life, whether it's black or white. During my undergraduate, I'm still waiting for allowance.
Is working.
It's working now. So where do we stop, sir?
The 2023 budget.
Yes, the 2023 budget is already deficit. You are running a deficit. And you want to spend 1.35 trillion naira to chase who? Who are you chasing? To chase Sado. And the unfortunate thing is that Nigerians are not paying attention. The Northeast, you told us that the Boko Haram is under the control of Boko Haram, has the highest voter registration. Do you see the irony? It has the highest voter registration, over 22 million. Then where were they? Where did they capture those people? People that have fled their ancestral home, that have disappeared. There is no economic activities. social and economic activities have been disrupted. And yet they were able to record more than 22 million. I'm not talking about the North Central and the Northwest. You can see the deception in this system, in this contraction. Who are you deceiving? And now you want to still spend 1.35 trillion. You telling me you are fighting who? Buhari is telling me he's fighting who? He's fighting Funigas or Chigo Zendibo? Or he's fighting Jerak or Two Niger? Who are the Boko Haram? They have already perfected the mechanism to rig and disrupt the election. And you're telling me you want to fight Boko? Where is the Boko Haram? The Boko Haram, you told us in the next 6 months, once you assume office, it will be a thing of the past. But unfortunately, the same people will come and tell us, have the moral justification. Of course, they are not ashamed of themselves. If they are ashamed, if they have conscience, they would have shut their mouth forever. You told us under your words, 6 months, you will decimate Boko Haram. But now, 6 months, more than 7 years, close to 8 years, Boko Haram is now taking a larger chunk of your budget that should have been channeled to human capital development, which of course also is part of them. That is part of human capital development. You have neglected it. And you're telling us that you are not going to embark on any human capital development come the year 2023. By implication, you are telling us that the Nigerian system will cease to exist once you exit office. That is very unfortunate. And people are still calling for election. Which kind of election? Tompolo said if care is not taken, of course, the people clamoring for presidency may not have something to run, except they decide to sell their kidney, which I know has lesser value as far as this moment is concerned. So I don't know where they will get the money. Or they want me to borrow them the money. The one they borrow, what do they use it for? So even though I may have a change of mind, but let them account for the ones they have borrowed. They cannot come to Biafran Republic to borrow the money. So we are very hospitable and may not hesitate to borrow the likes of Funigas and the governments of this dispensation, the money. But they must do justice to the money they have been borrowing. You see, when they went to the United Nations General Assembly to beg for them to pardon the debts, and they are still preparing to borrow more under the disguise of chasing Boko Haram. Who are you chasing? Where is the Boko Haram? The Boko Haram, the Minister of Information told us that they have defeated. Is it the resurrected Boko Haram? And you are not pardoning people that should be incarcerated. You are not giving them pardon to go and reinforce themselves, reintegrate into the society, and of course, gather information and get back to their counterpart that is already, of course, that is armed ready to destroy humanity. So who is deceiving who? Who is the Boko Haram? If you know that Boko Harams are terrorists, you release them, you swap them. Then who is more terrorists?
Okay, thank you very much.
I leave it to you, and of course, to people with good conscience to justify.
Someone saying that Funigas they collect steady for Chigozie hand.
Huh? It don't collect steady, not be now woto. This is a moment of woto.
Okay.
We are going to say the truth. And it's only the truth that can set us free. The truth now is reality that Nigeria, if it is a country, that country for don't fold the since now. When you cannot meet your needs, you can't buy material, you can't buy anything, and you are running on deficit. Which country under this world, only 21st century can survive like that? If not that we are making money for this company. This company, you are making money. Let me not say we. When I say me, of course, we are contributing our own part. But now, everything for down Yakba now. So, for you to keep in business means that you are having, of course, been encouraged by the, of course, profit, even though it might be marginal. But this country, profit, day. Security, day. The only thing that this government have established is Boko Haram. And they are well ready to sponsor and fund Boko Haram. This is a part of funding them giving them ransom, exchanging and swapping their own combatant men to go and reinforce, possibly send them down to my country, home, Imo State, to continue to kill innocent youths who is not responsible for whatever is happening, who perhaps are only expressing their politically and, of course, constitutionally liberty by expressing their political affiliation and interest. That this system that have destroyed humanity can no longer be upheld, can no longer be allowed to continue. And that is the only way forward. May I celebrate the hero of the Yoruba nation, Sunday Igboho, who of course marked another year yesterday. May the good Lord continue to grant him the courage, of course, even at this critical time, to forge ahead. That is the only way to save humanity.
Don't forget Muhammad.
Biafra.
Today is his birthday.
Okay, today is the birthday of Muhammad. Oh, I wish my my Muslim brethren and faithful, of course, a moment of bliss as they continue to reconsider, especially in this Nigeria or northern part. So they should also adopt the tenets of Muhammad, which promotes peace and coexistence, which unfortunately has eluded this contraction called Nigeria.
Okay.
And you can never have peace except you prepare for war. Not just declaring war against Boko Haram, chasing them, but chasing these demonic, deceptive political gladiators who has brought so much destruction, so much pain to millions of families across the length and breadth of this country or contraction. We must declare a war against them. There is no other better time than now.
Thank you very much. I have yes, Eze Matthew. Good morning. Welcome to the program this morning. Yes, let's start with Tom Polo, his revelations that he has made. And I'm eager to know what has the Navy been doing since 9 years ago, or the Nigerian government have been doing.
Thank you for having me. Matthew is the name. But you know that my position have not changed. Because when they gave him that contract, or rather when they gave his company that contract, I did say that he have the capacity. But let me remind you that in 2016, federal government mobilized about 100 gunboats to Niger Delta to combat crime and criminality, oil theft, and all that. But ordinary fishermen were rescuing Nigerian military personnel who were drowning in the sea, who could not navigate through the turbulent waves of the sea. Let me quickly remind you that during the Civil War, Nigerian government used Adakaboro to fight in that area because they lack capacity to fight amphibious warfare. And it's a record that this government engaged an Israeli company with over $800 million since the inception of this country to manage the security. And the purpose was that they would train Nigerian Navy to have the capacity to fight amphibious warfare over the years. And I don't think that technology has been transferred. Why am I saying all this? I think the buttress that Nigerian government lack the capacity to fight amphibious warfare. We can look at most of those revelations that Tom Polo Security Company is making. We discovered it has to do with deep sea. It has to do with swampy areas in the deep sea, where they have to start excavating mud, swampy areas before they get to those lines that are tied to government oil pipeline, like the Focado in question. So what I'm saying in essence is, even if you give Nigerian government or Nigerian security agencies all the resources on earth, they don't have the capacity to fight that kind of war. Tabolo said it in the interview that even themselves, that the criminals are cutting log of wood to prevent them from having access to those areas. That they themselves have to start getting motor saw to remove those, cut those tree log of wood so that they could have access to those places. So So it's a simple analogy. Nigerian government through Nigerian Navy have no capacity to fight amphibious warfare. It's a simple analogy.
The names of those that are involved in the oil thefts in the Niger Delta. I'm curious about. It seems the federal government is involved in this.
Tombolo has said it. He said by the time they engage all the stakeholders, bring them on board, that they have to talk to the military, to talk to their own people. Because he made some allegation that they are culpable in the whole issue. He equally made mention of a situation where you will pump, perhaps, this is an analogy, I cannot remember the figure he quoted. Perhaps you pump maybe 1.5 million barrel. And somebody somewhere will go and on the report that you pump maybe 800 barrel, 1,000 barrel, that the government have to look into that. So these are sharp practices. Apart from direct stealing, there are other areas where the personnel who are involved, represent the government, do sharp practice. Don't forget that federal government collects 60% across board from all the oil companies in terms of crude. ExxonMobil, Shell, Chevron, name it. Whether Seplat, name it. If they bring out the crude, federal government through NNPC stand there, collect 60% across board. And that is from where they do the estimate to say, this is our estimated production on daily basis. That is from where they know whether they will meet their open quota or not. But I'm saying in essence is, Nigerian security agencies do not have the capacity to fight amphibious warfare. And they have not developed that capacity. And as long as you don't give what you don't have, it's a clear thing. As long as you have not developed capacity, you cannot do it. And these people you see, the security agencies under the Tombolo Security Company, these are locals who hail from those localities, who their life is synonymous with aquatic life. They live around there. Go and check from Lagos, Ondo, Edo, Delta, Bayelsa, Akwa, all those coastal areas. You find it job because their life is synonymous with water. So that is why they know how to navigate through those swampy areas, through those creeks, better than Nigerian army.
Okay. And let's look at federal government plans 1.35 trillion naira war chest against Boko Haram and bandits. Let's get your response to that.
I don't think it will make any difference.
Make any difference?
It will not make any difference because
1 billion naira for terrorist prosecution.
Why we want? I say it will not make any difference. It's on record that federal government spent $1 billion US. You are talking one point something
trillion
naira.
Yeah.
But it's on record that federal government withdrew $1 billion US from SS crude accounts for crime and criminality to fight Boko Haram insurgents and all that. Out of which they spent about $449 million US for those 12 Tucano jets. And after that, it's on record that recently federal government got approval to spend additional $1 billion US. So a government has spent $1 billion more than once to fight insecurity. Is budgeting 1.7 trillion to fight insecurity. So for me, it will not make any difference. Not that the money is not sufficient, but my argument is the money being used for the purpose for which it's supposed to be used? So if 1 billion could not register much impact, $1 billion US could not register much impact, what impact with 1.something trillion naira register? I'm not saying that the money is not sufficient. I'm saying that in Nigeria's system, it's unfortunate that if you release money for a project, it will not end up going for the project. It will end somewhere.
That's
or it will be diverted. So, of course, you have seen ICPC saying that in 2019 budget, that they uncovered about 100 billion naira budget pardon. In 2022 or in 2021, they uncovered about 300 billion naira budget pardon. And I don't think anybody is under prosecution. Under this system, how do you not say the money that is being released for a particular project will see the light of the day? It's not a record that even the wife of Mr. President said that the Asura kidney has no syringe. when the son was flown abroad after that bike incident. So what are we saying? The system is so bad. That is why people like us, we find passion in what somebody like Obi is saying. Because this is somebody talking about cutting costs. This is somebody who is making reference to how we have done it in Anambra State.
Okay.
I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. So, ordinarily, I will not have interest in any of the candidates. But I've seen somebody who is saying a different thing. Not just saying it, he's making reference to how he has done it, and he's referring to people who are witness to what he did in the past, and they're asking you to go and verify. So, for me, I don't think that amount of money will make any difference, considering the amount of money spent in the past that didn't register any impact.
Okay, let's look at controversy surrounding the release of 101 Boko Haram terrorists in exchange of the 23 kidnapped Abuja train passengers.
In Nigeria, it's unfortunate that, to start with, you know my position. I've always been on my opinion is that whatever it takes to get those Nigerians out of captivity, government should do it. If it involves negotiation, negotiate. If it involves paying ransom, government should pay. If it involves swapping of terrorists in government detention, government should do it. And coming. The reason is not far-fetched. As a government, you have responsibility to protect life and property. And the only thing those Nigerians committed was using federal government infrastructure. So why would you not trade them away when you don't have the capacity to protect them, you don't have the capacity to rescue them? So the only option is to negotiate their release. But again, where I have issue with government is this. In a safe society, in a developed world, what they will do is they will take advantage of this release to get at the bandits, the Boko Haram, the SWAP, the terrorists. Because in a civilized society, what they will do is all those Boko Haram members who will be released, and land they were released from Lagos facility. What the government needed to do is to plant chips in them, so that once they are released and they go back to their members in the forest, in the bushes, they will use those chips to chase them, to identify where they are. It will be like as an intelligence for the Nigerian government and security agencies. But unfortunately, I don't know whether they did something like that. So for me, it would have been an ample opportunity to even get at them by planting chips in them.
How do you rate their fight against insurgency?
We are seeing a rejuvenation on the part of security agencies since the attack on presidential guard brigades and the attack on presidential advance team in Katsina State. We can say that the Nigerian Air Force, Nigerian Army, they are having upper hand now. But that notwithstanding, they should sustain it. Because if you now have a situation where the bandits, terrorists, Boko Haram have the capacity to ask you to release 101 of their members against your own 31 Nigerians, it means Nigeria government negotiated from the part of angle of weakness. They are negotiating from the angle of strength because they have more backing. And it's on record that federal government equally parted away with $200,000. The man who represented the presidential committee on the release said that they parted with about $200,000. So if you parted with about $200,000, you swap 101 terrorists with 31 Nigerians. It means they Boko Haram negotiate from a point of strength more than Nigerian government. So I have an issue with that. But that notwithstanding, I'm happy that Nigerians who were in captivity are back.
Okay. Atiku has moved on without Wike and others.
It must come with consequences.
Because I was thinking Wike cannot be a write-off like that.
It must come with consequence. And the consequence is better imagined. Because don't forget that in Wike's camp, you have 5 governors. Wike himself, Autumn, Okeze Bazum, Sheyi Makinde, and one other governor. And in Nigerian politics, you don't take that away. Governors have a way of controlling the electorates who are church member of their party and who believe in what they are doing. At times, even if they do not believe in what the governor is doing, but because the governor have resources at his disposal, you see all these electorates, especially in the rural area, go to the governor, believe in the governor, and do the governor's bidding. Don't forget that as a governor, he runs a government where he have commissioners, parastatals, head of parastatals, House of Assembly members, councillors, local government chairmen, ward executive. All these people are directly benefiting from the system, rightly or wrongly. So they want to protect that system that is giving them financial benefits. So to that extent, any sitting governor have a way of commanding votes to any person he supports for that general election. I put the estimate to about 3.something million votes. That will cost Atiku about 3.something, if not more than, if this issue is not resolved before the general election. But you have to understand and know where those people will be pitching their tents. Well, what you can understand now is even the Christian bloc from APC, Arewa Consultative Forum, they have said clearly, in clear terms, that they are not voting Muslim tickets. But it has to be understood where they will be pitching their tents.
Okay, let's look at lastly. I was a victim of corruption fighting back. That is Magu, the ex-EFG chairman.
Nobody is ready to hear that. I'm not ready to hear that.
You are not in the panel that investigated you.
I said I'm not ready to hear that. Because, you see, before this stage, if he was exonerated by the panel, why was he removed from that office?
So there's an allegation against him, so he has to...
Beyond allegation, he was investigated. After investigation, the presidency had the prerogative of retaining him. So the question is, why is the question for me? I feel they just gave him soft landing. Because for me, the president had the prerogative of retaining him. So why was he removed? Okay. And if you feel he's a victim of what? How did you put it?
Of corruption fighting back.
Then why has he not gone to court to challenge the system? Because for me, it's unfortunate that in Nigeria, you hardly find any upright person in position of authority.
Okay, lastly, what would you like that should happen to the Niger Delta with all these oil thefts? What is your hope for the Niger Delta?
My hope for Niger Delta is one. All the activities of oil majors, they should do it in such a way that they conform with world best practice. Environmental friendly approach. Because if you look at the level of oil degradation in those areas,
I saw a video. I saw
it will go and look at Ogoni. Ogoni is perhaps the most polluted place in the whole world. And if you want to clean up Ogoni, it will take about 25 years with billions of dollars. So that's why at times, when I look at this oil theft, and look at what Tompolo is doing, I think people should appreciate what Tompolo is doing. Because however I look at it, if you go and rupture federal government NNPC crude line, most of the times it is not done in a way that it will not affect the environment. If you go to those areas, aquatic life is dead, is gone. Most of the economic activities in these areas have to do with fishing. Any area you have major oil spill, fish in that area, not just fish, all the aquatic life is gone. So at the end of the day, the few people who are benefiting from this oil theft, bunkering, will be smiling to the bank, but at the expense of the whole communities who are more in number. Because what is the percentage of the people who are, even if you say they are locals, what is the percentage to compare with the generation of the public? So my own issue is, let the government synergize with stakeholders in the region to stamp out illegal oil mining and for the benefit of the environment. And again, you see, there was something Yarada proposed. Unfortunately, he didn't live to actualize it. When he did amnesty, his intention was to float security, to co-opt most of those repentant militants into Nigerian Navy, to strengthen the capacity of Nigerian Navy to fight amphibious warfare. But unfortunately, governments over the year that took after him didn't see reason to continue with it. I think for me that would have, in a great extent, eradicated this issue of bunkering and illegal
the way it's
mining.
been done with the repented Boko Haram terrorists it's been restructured into the Nigerian military. The same way they should do it.
I don't even think they are the same thing. Because I don't want you to drag me into argument that is not comparable. Because you are looking at terrorists. You may call them militants. But don't forget that all attempts of Nigerian government to tag militants, terrorists, failed because the global community, international community said no. We know what these people are fighting for. They are fighting for injustice. Then, you see, one of the speakers here was saying that he have not benefited from 30% derivative. But I want to put it on record that 30% derivative is not paid to individual. It goes to the state government coffer from federation accounts every month. So I think that is the situation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Let's put the link so that we can get more. Let's put the link. Put the link so that we can get responses from our viewers this morning. Yes, you can respond to the topics we have discussed this morning. Yeah, I see Papi Ojima. He says, I'm not an Igbo man. Yes. I said all the presidential candidates will come with almost the same manifesto, but who amongst them can implement it? That's a question. Yes, Papa James, I'm doing very well. Let me give Mr. Felix 2 minutes to respond to. Yes, Atiku has moved on without Wiki and others. Is it possible?
Very, very possible.
Convince me.
Well,
River State has like 2 million votes.
my take is this. One person cannot be bigger than the party.
Others.
I said one person cannot be bigger than one party.
I agree.
Wike is proving that it's an aggressive man. In politics, you sometimes win and you sometimes lose. What Wike have become today is from the help of PDP, from a council chairman to become a commissioner, from a commissioner to become one of the Jonathan this thing. Before I become a governor, everything must not go your own way.
Okay, you are saying he's playing a one-man show.
He's playing a one-man show. He's going to regret it. He's going to regret it.
Okay.
If he don't dance to his stone, he will want to scatter the whole thing.
Okay. Let's look at other reports this morning. We heard that an allegation that 105 Boko Haram terrorists were used in exchange of the 23 people that were released by the bandits, Abuja train passengers.
You know, at times when these journalists are talking, the journalists should be able to give us facts and figures.
I said an allegation.
Wait, it's an allegation.
Yeah. An investigation, yeah, it came from an investigation. And we need the armed force, that is the Rabo, Chief of Army Staff, to confirm that allegation. But so far, it remains an allegation.
Well,
Punch. Let's look at Punch. The front paper said there's a controversy surrounding the alleged release of 101 Boko Haram terrorists.
An alleged. I'm going to start with the president. If the country is successful, we will praise the president. If the country has failed, we will blame the president. The president is an ex-general. Under his watch, under his dictatorship.
Dictatorship.
Oh yes, I'm telling you the truth.
This is democracy. You don't use the word dictatorship. The democratic system of government.
You want me to begin to? You want me to begin to start? Ingige, Chris Ingige,
Okay.
labor and productivity. What did he do to ASU?
It took them to court.
After taking them to court.
It's under the permission of the law.
Or after taking them to court, what did he now do?
The court now decides, not in the game.
What did he now do? You know what I am talking now.
ASU going back to class. It's not the handwork of the game. It's
now also listen now, Chris Ngige now have to go and form two parallel.
No, those he didn't form them. They were existing. They just had to certify them. They were existing in ASU.
Would that solve the problem?
Who formed a trade union congress? Is it the federal government? You see, trade union
See, Mr. Christian, I don't want you to be supporting this government.
Am I supporting?
You are supporting this government.
How am I supporting this
because
government?
one of the things I'm looking at that you are supporting this government. You go to the same market I go to. You understand?
No, I'm not,
Let me talk.
I'm not analyzing with sentiment,
No.
man.
You are talking with sentiment. You are talking with sentiment. Because those in government now, they don't use their kobo. They don't use their 1 naira to buy anything.
I know.
We are the people that are buying things with our own personal money. Look at our president presenting a budget on Friday. And we are going to be servicing debt. Is that not a slap on Nigerian citizen? My take is this. The president of Nigeria knows what is going on. They know the in and out of what is going on in Nigeria.
Even in Nigeria Delta?
They know what is going on in Nigeria. There's no smoke without fire. Before these people, these trained people were kidnapped, there were intelligence report that this thing are going to happen. Didn't it happen? When they call Amechi said he has told them to buy surveillance, to buy this, to buy that.
Yes.
Let us tell ourselves the truth. This government has failed in every ramification. It has failed in every area. I stand to be corrected on this platform. This government came in power and said, I am for nobody and for everybody. But everybody knows that this government is for the Fulanis. That is the agitation that the Saudis said they want to go. They are looking for Biafra. The Yorubas are saying Oduduwa. They are going, they are about to go. And you say we have a president? He swore an oath. To bind Nigeria together. Rather, he has divided Nigeria more.
We are more divided in his tenure.
In everything, we are divided. Mr. Christian, if Buhari cannot correct this issue, the president of Nigeria cannot correct this issue, the history will judge him. Because when you come on the platform, when they swear you swear an oath of an office. Nigeria is burning. And everybody are keeping quiet.
Okay.
My final take. 2023 is here. The campaign has started. Look at the rally that MC Oluomo did. This is just to tell you that we have more thugs in Lagos. We have more thugs in Lagos. Look at the rally yesterday. A Sunday that is being used to serve God. That means these people don't have regard for the Christendom. They don't have regard.
They didn't start in the morning.
Let me tell you the truth, not starting in the morning. Sunday is a day of holy day. Why didn't they do it on Friday? Why did they do it on Friday? What kind of insult is this? Mr. Christian, I am quite surprised. That you are gradually, maybe they are giving you money. You are not telling us the truth any longer. I stand to be corrected, and I'm going to say this.
Whether Sunday or not, you will not tell somebody the day that he's going to do his rally.
Why didn't they do it on Friday?
It's their problem. It's not my problem.
It's their problem.
It's not my
It's their
problem.
problem. It's their problem.
It's not my problem.
Finally,
Look at, there are Christians that were part of this rally. They would have decided not to join the rally.
listen, did you see the talk there? Did you see the talk? There are more thugs in Lagos. God will help us. And God, by the special grace of God, good will always triumph over evil.
Yeah.
And I pray that this man called Jagaban will never get there. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Yes, let's get put the link. Let's see if there's somebody online that would. Mr. Felix is asking why would the APC do a rally on a Sunday? Please, somebody help me answer that question because I don't know how to answer that question. Somebody saying Christian always come here to back APC. No, I'm not backing APC. Those that know me know my stand. Yes. Anybody online that want to bring the person on? Yeah, put the link so that we can get. We know that many people are suffering here, and when people come out to speak, I feel the pain. I'm also part of those suffering, so I understand what it's like. But we need to say facts and also stand with what is correct. Sunday is a day for church. For some people, it's not a force. It's not force. Who is online? Put them online. Let's get responses.
Yeah, good morning, Christian.
Yes, I have Odese Chiba. Good morning, yes, Mr. Odese, I can hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I bring you cloud tidings this morning from the beautiful city of Padua here in Italy. I just want to comment on headline that says that the federal government plans 1.3 million naira war chest against Boko Haram. So that is ridiculous. It's laughable. Just like Mr. Matthew indicated earlier, this government has spent a whopping billions of dollars on this same issue with positive results. And they are now telling them with 4 months to go from office. What I can say is that Buhari has finally allocated his final share of the National Treasury. He has finally looted his final share of the National Treasury. There's nothing. There's no, Boko Haram is the oil well of the northern cabals. I'm making use of this thing to siphon Nigeria all this while. They caused Boko Haram. They have been carrying it all along all these years. They have been getting from it, including that same Buhari that is in office. Because I can remember vividly before before he came into office, when Jonathan was in office, Buhari. The Boko Haram syndicate, they always mandate Buhari to go and speak for them, to go and mediate for them whenever they are having crisis, whenever they are having a process or a meeting with the federal government on this issue. Buhari always represents the Boko Haram. So Nigerians are too, I put it, they don't remember easily, they forget easily because. Doing the same thing and expecting a different result is foolishness. I'm telling you the real fact. This government has finished Nigerians, going to continue finishing Nigerians, and this government is going to finish Nigeria before they leave. And moreover, I'm still very shocked. I've seen people supporting the same APC. I'm telling you the truth. If Tinubu comes to power, Buhari will be a saint to Tinubu. And why did I say this? Because Buhari doesn't have anything like Aburo as his people. No, this Buhari, this Tinubu you see here. Remember his statements, even the last statement he made when he came back from the fallen tree. I think that this man he doesn't have anything in his head to offer Nigerians. But unfortunately, out of stomach infection, many people are following him, especially our brothers from the Yoruba tribe. I cannot say anything here. The ball is now in the court of Nigerians. It's either they play it well or they play it bad. I've seen somebody that has offered at least to give a helping hand to alleviate this suffering. Who is Peter Obi, that the whole, even a blind man can see? But many people, out of their foolishness, this is the same way they were warned against Buhari before he came into office. They ignored, especially people from the southeastern Nigeria. That is why Buhari hates the Igbos, because Igbo man is gifted. Igbo man sees failure before it comes. Igbo man they see failure in Buhari and they see that Buhari will fail. That is why they didn't support Buhari during when he was contested. And through that, Buhari hated us. Now, the whole world have seen that Buhari is a failure. Out of the whole agenda he brought to power, he didn't even do anyone. It's a total failure, 100 over 100. He didn't even achieve one. Now, the Yorubas are pushing Tinubu, who is almost going to his grave. They might be a good man in the past. I'm not doubting that. But that same Tinubu of 2010 or 2011 is not the same Tinubu of today. Tinubu is old. Tinubu is incapacitated. There's absolutely nothing that Tinubu can offer Nigeria. Any vote for Tinubu is
okay, thank you very much.
Shetima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Odese Chima. God bless you for your contribution.
God bless you.
Yeah, we have another person online this morning. Yes, let's get another. There's a link that has been posted. You click on that link so that you can be part of the program this morning. Yes, if there's no one online this morning, I'll be bringing the program to a close this morning. Yes, thank you very much, everyone, for being part of the program. Yes, thank you very much, Funigas, Declan Roberts, George Umunakwe, Uche Gini. Yes, thank you very much. May God bless you. I hold the opinion of Ayo Adebanjo, Dele Rotimi, Shore, and also Chinua Achebe. So that's where my opinion is connected to. So if you want to know my opinion, look at the opinions of these people. Ayo Adebanjo, Afenifere, Dele Rotimi, as a lawyer and a political activist. Shore, yes, presidential candidate of the AAC. Peter Obi somehow, then Chinua Achebe. With that, I've come to a close this morning. Thank you very much for watching Flip TV. Click on the like button. God bless you. God bless you. Till tomorrow for another exciting edition of the program, Bystanders at the Newsstands. I am Christian Chuko. God bless you. Thank you.